welcome to another Mum Days video. Today is a special video because the makers of Calpol have been in touch about a campaign that they're running and they've asked me to get involved. And I love Calpol. I'm not just saying that because they asked me to be involved with this campaign. I genuinely love Calpol. It is just a huge part of my childhood right there in that little pink liquid. Anyway, enough about me. Calpol are 50 years old. Happy birthday, Calpol. That is amazing. Amazing to be in business for 50 years. Go you. I can actually remember when I became too old for Calpol. It was devastating. Really, I wish all medicine tasted like Calpol. Anyway, enough about me. Back to the campaign. Campaign. There are loads of Calpol products out there that I didn't even know about. There's a plugin. I didn't know they did a plugin. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about their campaign. Bounce Back celebrates the moments that we all crave for and we long for when our children are ill. And that's quite simply the moments that we realise that they start bouncing back. It's such a a relief when you see those little bits of their character start coming back to life again, and that's what Calpol was celebrating with this campaign. I just think it's really sweet and really lovely. We're all very aware when our children get ill, and our heart goes out to them, and you know, you can feel that in yourself that they're ill, and it's kind of horrible for you to see. But likewise, when they are starting to bounce back, when they're starting to get better, it's not just them who feel it. I think you feel it too. At the moment, both the boys have had colds. Buzz has a cough, and also Buddy has started teething. It's a bit of a nightmare in our house, to be honest, but they are sleeping. Haha, I don't know if you saw last week's video, but they are sleeping. It is amazing. Teething is a tricky one, and I never knew before having children that it affected so much of their being. I never really thought about it, but eating is a massive thing. Like Buzz, when he was teething, it's always not wanting to eat, and Buzz is such a big eater. He loves his food, so to have him not eating, that's actually what we do when we think he might be getting ill. We give him a plate of pasta because that's his favourite food, and if he's not eating it, we call it the pasta test, and if he's not eating it, we know that he's poorly. And actually, when he's better, so we kind of keep his meals in when he's poorly, like quite simple, and when we think he's on the verge of possibly becoming himself again, we give him a plate of pasta, and the pasta test is the one that we do to see whether is bounced back as well. And just sitting around, and you kind of watch tentatively, kind of like, oh, is he gonna eat it? Is he gonna eat it? And sometimes he just munches it down, and when he munches it all down, you know that he's bounced back and he is himself again. And obviously he then feels better because he's eaten a substantial meal. And that's the thing with my boys as well. They get this little spark in their eye. It's so funny, they both have it. I think they both got very sparkly eyes anyway. They both got big smiles and sparkly eyes. And so I think I realised, like, Buddy's very serious. He can be very serious. And you know when he's feeling better, if he's been poorly, when he's feeling better, because his eyes just suddenly get really shiny again. And that smile just sort of pings. He's so adorable, so adorable. And actually at the moment he's full of snot, and you know, he is poorly, bless him, but he is hanging on in there with his smiles, and it's so gorgeous. I think Buddy's current cold might actually be linked to teething. He is now 7 months, he's almost 8 months, and yeah, I think that it's around the corner. It's happening. I think they're always moving, aren't they? Even if they're not, just because you can't see them and because they're not coming through doesn't mean that they're not teething. That is a lesson that I learnt with Buzz. Buzz was like teething from 3 months. And that was so difficult because obviously you couldn't see anything, but he kept putting his hand to his mouth and it was horrible. So I'm always thankful when they come out of that wave of teething. But yeah, maybe his cold that Buddy is experiencing is part of that. Fun times ahead, I say. Looking forward to the bounce back already. I always feel so relieved when the boys are back to full health. I think it's the worst thing as a parent knowing that they are poorly, especially if you have to go off to work and leave them. I think it's just such a huge character shift when they're poorly, and it's horrible because children should be full of life and excitement and wonder and greatness, and when they're poorly they are not that. So as a parent, when you suddenly get that spark again, the relief, the happiness, major relief, especially if it has come with sleepless nights, I would say, because you're just kind of like, okay, he's getting better, that cold is shifting, we are going to sleep tonight, yay! And that is how probably I celebrate by going to bed early, knowing that I'm gonna get a good chunk of sleep. That is a great celebration right there. As part of the Bounce Back campaign, Cowpole want to hear about your children's bounce back moments. Go to facebook.com/cowpole and share. You can enter the competition via the Bounce Back campaign tab on the page. Share anecdotes, videos, photos, whatever you've got, just showing those moments of bounce back that you're celebrating. Because I do think they are moments that are just, after a few days of illness, those moments are so precious and they should be celebrated. And to celebrate with you, Cowpole are giving away prizes. So there's going to be a prize every week and then a big one at the end of the campaign. That is all from me this week. I hope you enjoy looking back and thinking about your bounce back moments. They are to be rejoiced. I shall speak to you next week. Bye!